I moved out of my parents' house when I was 17, rented an apartment in the shabby outskirts of Mumbai, worked as a full-time English language teacher to the kids and the women of the Dharavi slums, volunteered as an online English tutor to the orphans of rural West Bengal during weekends, and multi-facilitated as a tour guide to sustain my desire for traveling to the countryside whenever I felt like. With all of this being said, most of my friends assumed that I am a below average student and I do all of this to escape my monotonous college routine. But I must admit that I do none of the above to escape my college routine, because I scored 6.6 out of 7 points in the past 2 years of my college. I had more than 75% of attendance in all my lectures.
I even signed that thing. Anyway, sorry.
I am Tanisha Gwyn, a 19-year-old travel blogger and a sociology student from Mumbai. So all of this started with my very first trip to the Northeast India, where I visited the temple of the menstruating goddess of Kamakhya, lived among the Naga tribes in the hill city of Kohima, and experienced culture shaped beautifully in the living root bridges and among the Khasi tribes of Meghalaya. With the growing days, my college routine had started taking a toll, and I did not want it to be stuck in any kind of a monotony. So what I did, I altered my routine and included traveling to be a part of it, and started exploring Mumbai city on a daily basis, for which I had to start as early as 5 a.m. But by the end of the day, it was all worth it. This went on for several months until when I thought of sharing my travels over the web, and that is where my blog Steps and Streets was born. I bought the domain name in January 2017, and I went for my first solo trip to the rural hinterlands of West Bengal in May 2017. But as days passed by, I realized that I was growing more passionate towards my travel, and I started finding my college lectures pretty boring. Want to know why? Because my sociology professor had quite easily convinced us that a 45 minutes lecture in a closed classroom could teach us sociology, and he also implied that we need not know the practical application of this subject, and we must only stick to the syllabus and focus on attaining a degree and a mainstream job. I was furious at how a sociology professor was negatively influencing his students. That is when I thought of bringing responsible travel into my choices so that I could benefit the local communities. So with all of this being said, all of this wasn't a cakewalk. There were many who found me stupid and lame. The very fact of me exploring my city all by myself frightened others even more than it did to me. My mother discouraged me for following my dreams and paying more hours to my blog over my exams, and my father refused to provide me with any monetary support other than academics. But I was convinced that there is light at the end of the tunnel when, within 2 constant months of travel blogging, 2 of my articles got featured by a travel startup in Mumbai, and many of my readers complimented me to be a travel photographer, whereas I do not have a professional camera. I click with my phone and I click where I find beauty in. Little did I know then what had started as a food to sustain my desire and passion for traveling would bring me here to inspire some of you. All I want to say is that we live in a society where following your passion is pretty much underrated. But the best reward you can gift yourself is by doing what you love to do.